everybody. Welcome to episode 84, a fantastic year for movies, by the way. I'm Chris DT Gordon. As always, it is a blessing to have you here with me today. And working in the background are Nate and Britton Barron, making me sound good and look even better, which is a mean feat in itself. If you want them to help you with your projects, please reach out to them at Nate Barron. Well, folks, as you are listening to this, it is December. We're starting to think of gifts to give people, but we're also starting to feel that sad, the seasonal affect disorder. And if you know someone who is struggling with that, reach out to them, help them out. And if you know someone who might need some inspiration, let me know. Contact me at chrisdtgordon.com. So maybe I can share my message of tag the attitude of gratitude and stop by the merch store, get some sweatshirts like this lovely deal, the Tag Explainer. And for being a listener, you get 20% off with the promo code TAGPOP1. But don't just stop there. Come grab a free Tag One sheet where you can put it on your wall, put it in your office to always remind you to play tag with others to increase everyone's positivity, gratitude, and resilience. Well, speaking of resilience, I have a charming, powerful man in my presence today, Kendrick Thomas. You have been through a lot. KT, tell us about it. How are you doing, first of all?
Man, I am great. Very grateful to be here as we talk about gratitude. In a go-go world, man, it's so nice to be recognized, but also being able to tell your story to others, man. So I'm doing well, man.
Excellent. And so we have a couple of things in common. First of all, we're both educators. We work in schools. I work in a middle school. You are a principal of an elementary school, correct?
Yes, sir. Elementary it is.
And how long have you been doing that?
So the lucky part is I've been in education since 2001. I got to this school in 2013, and I was fortunate enough to be a teacher and then move right into the assistant principal role in 2016.
Excellent. So what did you teach?
I was special education, man. So I did ED, emotional disturbance. So that's what I did for my whole career, man.
Excellent. Special Ed Brothers Unite. Because I teach learning disabilities and autism spectrum disorder.
Okay, that's it, man.
Part of the alphabet soup.
Yeah, ASD.
Alphabet soup crew.
Yeah, that's it, man. You say little, that's it, man. Little LD and ASD, all everywhere, man. It's so many acronyms, but the good part about it is that was like one of the only places that I found that instant gratification. I can help you, you can get it, and you can prove to me you got it. I want to do this forever. So here we are, 20 years later.
Excellent.
Yes,
Well, we in the education community are proud to have you among our numbers. And now, as a principal, what is your favorite thing about running the school? Even though we know that it's really the administrative assistant who runs the schools, but you're the head of it.
Yeah. The biggest thing is, just being able to have that great median between dealing with the grown-ups, the parents, but also getting a chance to get inside those classrooms and love on the kids. Great that relationship. It's not as strong because I'm not in the everyday community, but being able to still build that is when you see me in the hall or when I come into that class, the respect is there. That's what I love about this, man.
Excellent. Well, I bet the kids just adore you. It must be a great feeling every day.
Look, man, it is hard to get around the school, man. So many kids, they say you're so popular. The teachers, I'm the guy who gets in trouble because all of, it's level zero in the hallway as far as our champs. And so, man, when they see me, they go like level 2, man. They get to screaming and it's trouble, man. It's trouble.
Well, there are worse things.
Yeah. That's it.
Besides being fellow educators, we also are professional speakers and presenters and thought leaders who have used our pain to produce our message, return our message to our message. And while my pain has been more physical, yours comes from a more emotional realm. Can you please speak about that?
Yeah. It's like it was yesterday, but I go back to May 31st, 2019, right? 1 month really before I got ready to start my channel, KT Teev. I get the call, my brother has committed suicide. And so now I just talked to him 2 days before, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? What did I miss? Those thoughts start to set in. So around May 26th, I had talked to a friend of mine, and she had diagnosed with MS. And so the doctor told her to take some medicine, but he told her to take like 25 of one pill. And so, yes, I was like, whoa, what? So we end up talking. And then I said, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. And so I hadn't talked to her in a few days. So then fast forward, my brother dies May 31st. Her family reached out to me around May 27th, but I did not get the message because it went to, if they're not your friends, you got to go to the approval box. Mm-hmm. So I missed all of the information. I missed it. So which means I missed her funeral, which means I missed everything, right? So I'm dealing with the loss of my brother. Her funeral was the same day that he killed himself. So I'm going with all these pieces, never getting that closure from her. And I got into a pretty bad place, Chris. I didn't really know how to climb out, right? I didn't know how to talk. I kind of shut myself down. I really didn't even look at the world because school had just ended. So it's not like I had to come outside anymore, so I just stayed in, and I finally said, the whole month of June went through, and July 1st, 2019, my birthday, it was me, a friend of mine with a microphone in between us on his front porch. And that's the first day I started KT Teev.
Wow.
But that was my outlet.
So that first episode, how cathartic was it for you to speak to your friend, speak to that microphone, and share your message?
Man, look, it was something like a relief, right? Because it was something that I always wanted to do, but the fear, right, of what will people think? How will I look? People will say I'm crazy, all this. But on top of that fear, the pain of me needing to get it out had overtaken the fear. So then I felt a feeling of triumph, the feeling of just like I say, simple relief of I'm first off talking to somebody else besides myself in like 30 days. But then I'm also doing what I wanted to do as far as my dream, and getting that therapy too of talking about the story.
Mm-hmm. And so after that first episode, how did things progress from there? Because obviously it went well enough because it's at the, towards the end of 2021 and you're still doing it.
Yeah, man, it was good. And the thing about it was, for the first 10 episodes, I'm not gonna lie to you, the goal was to get information out to the public. But I will say those first 10 episodes were simply for me, right? Simply, how do I turn my focus to something new, to take my mind off of what I had been going through, because I'm still going through this healing process. Now I'm at just a different stage of this grief where I'm able to look outward. But I will tell you, because in talking to my friend Nicholas, right, when your passion meets your responsibility, you find your purpose. And so, of course, we are educators, right? And so then how do I use this passion of education with this responsibility to tell people about this, to help my community, to bring us closer together? So once I realized that, and I began to flow into that niche of really just working with educators like yourself, or doing mental health or things that we really need inside of my community, man, look, here we are, 6,000 subscribers later.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to tell me, because I'm not at 6,000 subscribers and I've been doing a little, not as long as you have, but
yeah,
what kind of actions do you take to reach that number?
Man, look, for the first year, 2019 to 2020, I would say that entire first year, I had no life, right? I ate, sleep, breathe. I would go to work, and then as soon as I leave work at 5 o'clock, I would be up until 12, creating content. So you're thinking about posting, dude, I posted so many times per day. The goal was 100 times a day to post. Yes. And now, I never hit it, but that means anything under 10, 20, 30 did not seem abnormal to me. Right. So I'm posting every hour, every time I could think. And then I'm posting over so many platforms. Then I'm taking, like I say, I'm doing 30-minute interviews, but like I'm cutting those interviews up. I went to the Gary V. If you know about him, he put that deck out and it just talks piece by piece on what to do. I followed the deck intensively and religiously. And I just kept doing it. I kept doing it, kept meeting people, kept sharing. And it just kept it, man. It just kept going. But the biggest part about it is understanding that I'm in the 4th largest city and I've been in education for 20 years. Let me pull education. So I was 70,000 people before I even left out of my school district. And I will get my school district to share it on Twitter. And I will make sure to intentionally bring in people who had audience of 10,000 or more. And so when they sharing it out, so all those pieces just pull in, man.
So how does being an elementary principal really tie into a podcast life? Because yes. I from the outside looking in, you would say that they were totally disparate, but there has to be some commonality because you found it and you're making it work.
Say the motto or the phrase for the podcast is bridging the gap between the school and the community. So that is the whole place. And so as an administrator, I've learned, so, you think of the teacher, my classroom community, my influence, or those parents within that community. Dude, I got a school of 800. So now how do I connect with these parents? And inside of the school, we're doing the parent center, we're doing the community forums, we're doing all these classes to bring parents in, but I said, it got to be bigger, right? And so then the biggest piece that brought it together was now I get to go out and talk to businesses inside of the community, right? I get to talk to teachers who can share their expertise with parents about special education, the IEP process, all of these pieces that people are actually needing that I'm seeing when they come into the school. And so then, like I say, I would have people from inside of my district, prominent people, and I would share out their information. And so then now I'm getting more of the community in which I live, because I live in this community as well, right? So now it's all connected. You think about Teacher Appreciation Day. Yeah. When we were going through the pandemic, I brought on a parent from our school who really appreciated the teachers and talked about what she was going through. But not only was she a parent from the school, she was also a parent from our community in which I live too. So now I have all of those people sharing on the Nextdoor app. I would post things. And so then people would know me from the Nextdoor app because I'm still in the community. So that's how it all works together, man.
Wow. So that Nextdoor app, tell me a little bit about that because I'm not familiar.
Okay. So Nextdoor app is, and the guy, he's recently been on Shark Tank this season, but okay. It's all about just the community, right? And so then you think about information as far as violence or giveaways or anything like that, but you register in the community and then you get to pick the smaller communities that's around you. And so when those posts went out and it's A-Leaf ISD or it's KT Teev in A-Leaf or anything like that, A-Leaf is our community, it automatically registered with so many people. And so I would give people, I remember like I do the quotes every morning because thinking about my brother who killed himself. And I said, how can I make sure that nobody, any way that I can go through that, maybe they'll see a post or they'll see a clip and then it'll make them go talk to somebody or something like that. So that's why I do the quotes every morning, just pushing them out because maybe one will change somebody, which it's not for nothing. So when I push these quotes out, I'm still going through the community and I missed 2 days because I went to Vegas and I have people from the Nextdoor app emailing me, is everything okay? They've brought me enchiladas, they brought me kind of food because they see what I'm doing and they're in the communities to support.
You can't beat free food.
Hey, you cannot.
But it's so great that that community is so tight that when like you said, you missed a post and they're checking up on you.
Yeah. It's man. It's building.
That's a wonderful thing to have.
Yes, sir.
So what community is this?
A-Leaf, Texas, man, Houston.
All right.
So Southwest.
All right. Okay. Now how are you? Okay. I'm not familiar. I've never been to Texas. So
yes, sir.
I apologize. Sir. So how far is A-Leaf, is it?
Mm-hmm. A-Leaf.
A-Leaf. Okay. How far is A-Leaf from Houston?
It's inside of Houston. It's a
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's a community inside of Houston. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yes, it's just the name of the community, A-Leaf.
Gotcha. All right. So looking forward, what is on the horizon for KT Teev?
Yes. Man, I would definitely say more media, right? I just connected with a good friend, and so we're bringing out branding, we're bringing out market analysis, we're bringing out social media analysis, um, creating surveys. So that is definitely on the horizon because I work with so many businesses, and so then, like you say, the question is, how do you push those? How do you build up that fan base, or necessarily build that community? So working on that, because we got the speaking going, just learning more about setting up the nonprofit to be funded so that I don't have to charge for speaking. So that's something that I'm working on, man. And just really, man, yeah, just building up, trying to build a community. We got to get things back together. We got a lot of catching up to do in education. So first and foremost, being a principal and getting better at that craft, even after 6 years, is number one goal.
Yes, yeah, because if you don't take care of the hand that feeds you, everything else comes down. Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, I was doing my radio show, which I'm getting back to, but I had to shut it down because the workload had got so much until I had to really go back to number one priority of getting back into the school on Sunday to set my week up. Because if I don't, some things make themselves priorities, even when you try to stop them. So that's it, man. Got to take care of number one.
Yeah, if you don't set the priorities set themselves.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it. So let me go ahead and get everything knocked out. And then during the day, if those priorities come, I know I took care of a lot on the front end.
There you go. So
yes, sir.
Coming back to your grief, coming back to where it all started, how, I guess you said you're still in the grieving process. Where are you at right now? I remember you saying that you were on the outside looking, or you're on you're looking out. But can you maybe describe a little bit of your progress after these 2 years?
With my brother, the question still goes, what happened? What did I miss? Like I said, I talked to him 2 days before he passed, and we always talk about the struggle. Oh man, will this happen or this? So you think nothing of it, because that's how we always talk. But had I known that he was so close, but I found a little more closure and being able to just still be around his family. His brother got married, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and I was in the wedding, and of course I'm taking his place. So got a little bit closure on that one. But with my friend who died, and I missed her funeral, Chris, when I tell you, years later, I still have no closure. It still hurts me to see a car that looks like hers. I still have her pictures and videos on my phone, but I have not gathered myself enough to go to the gravesite. And we're talking 2 years later. So that just lets you know, like, that's still like an open call ticket. And I don't know. I talked to my therapist about it because I've been in therapy before that. And we shift a little bit to talk about that. But yeah, man, that part is still hard, just getting that closure, man, because we were very, very close. Yes, sir.
Well, I definitely pray for you to, find that closure. I know it's not going to take me saying, hey, just do it. Just go ahead and I'll fix it for you. No, but I'm going to, and I want to just say right now, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And I hope that you do find it soon, because I know that until we get closure, that door is open and who knows what can come through that door.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir. That's a good one.
I hope it comes soon and you can, fully move forward from there.
Yeah, man. Because I will say that one area, like as much as we go stagnant, I call my best friend on each birthday and I say, well, are you in the same place you were last year? And our goal is to always say no. But for this one area, I'm still in the same place that I was last year. So I don't know how to get past it, man. Like I said, we talked about it. I think it's just gonna take going to the grave site itself, but still not there yet. Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna go there. What would help you maybe make it to that grave site?
I don't know. That's the thing, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can. I don't know, man, because I still look at the pictures. Like, we went to Mexico the
Mhm.
summer before she passed, and so, man, I'm still there. Right, I'm still looking at the videos through customs. I'm still looking at the pictures of us there. So those things, man. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, man, I haven't left 2018 yet.
Yeah.
So I think if I can get it together, but when I tell you, it's agonizing, man. It's like, wow. I still can't grip it. Yeah, because for somebody who's already dealing with issues, you think of my background, and I've never even met my father, right? I couldn't tell you like what he looked like. And so you always deal with those issues of, was I not good enough, or things like that. And then you move over to, okay, I'm really close with this person, and this is lifelong partnership, and then that happens, and you're like, that's another piece of me gone.
Yeah.
And then my brother gone. So and the thing of it is I didn't meet my brother until 2007, right?
Oh, wow.
I talked to my dad once, and he told me he had a brother with his same name. Chris, I moved to Houston in 2003. When I tell you, I woke up one day and I said, oh my God, I got a brother here. And I knew he worked at the hospital. Chris, I called every hospital in Houston, and I just kept asking for him. And finally, one hospital said, hold on. And that's how I found him. And I seen him for the first time, right? And so I was like, God, this guy looks like me. We was touching each other face in the restaurant, like, wow. And so you think about all those pieces that leave you. And so, man, it's rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah. Well, again, I hope you find that piece that gets you forward so you can make that progress.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But, as we close out, first, I like to ask my guests, what is something that, maybe tied to gratitude, but what is something that they want to let the audience know that may maybe help them through a struggle that they're having?
Yeah. Life changes very fast, right? And so you could think about time goes on, you think about 12-step programs, you think about like comebacks. Even though it's a process to a lot of things, it all started with one decision. So then whenever you are faced with that decision to do something better, to change your life, it can happen right then, because you only got to be lucky once, right? So then make that decision, because we're always one decision away from the thing that takes us to the next level. So don't hesitate on those decisions. Be intentional about what you're doing next, but do something. That's
Excellent.
it, bro. Yeah.
That's fantastic advice. I think everyone would benefit from that. So
Yeah.
be intentional, take that first step.
Yeah.
So where can people find you, KT, so they can experience more of what you have to offer?
Yeah. I tried to keep it simple. KTTV.com, KTTEEV. Yeah, that's it. You can go there. You'll find all the social media. If you go to Google, just type in KTTV, and everything will pull up, man. It's all the same handle.
That's what I try to do with Chris DT Gordon. So try to keep it simple, because I'm pretty simple. So, it makes it easier for everyone to find things. So
yes, sir.
Excellent. So I have to ask a question. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Man, I'm gonna have to say T-Rex, man.
And why T-Rex?
I grew up on Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
So you think about the old ones or the new ones. Who was always the dominant one? And it was the T-Rex, man. And so yeah, that's it. I think inside of everything, like, that T-Rex has to come out sometime.
Well, that's the logo. It's the logo for the movie franchise. It's not a Triceratops. I mean, nothing against Triceratops.
Yeah, man. And so then you got to think about why. But that power, that inside dominant person. I was on the podcast the other night, and they said, man, we have a superhero inside and we have a villain. But we are so familiar with that villain, but we hardly ever know that superhero. That superhero for me is that T-Rex. And so then how do I learn more about him without becoming so familiar with the villain?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I think that's a struggle we all have.
Yes, sir. It is.
Yeah, try and get that superhero inside us.
Yes, man, because that's who break the barriers.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Well, KT, it's been an honor and a privilege to talk to you, my friend. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your insight. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It was my pleasure, man. Thank you for the time and the invite.
Definitely. So, folks, stop by KT Teev, that's KTTEEV.com, to talk to KT, find out what he's up to, find out what great enterprises he's starting in his community and in the world of the internet. And if you want to stop by to see what I'm up to, you can go to chrisdtgordon.com. You can find the Facebook page, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Maybe get a free tag one sheet. Maybe stop and get a nice sweatshirt. It's almost Christmas, y'all. So do your shopping. Use the promo code TAGPOP1 for 20% off. Well, folks, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Please have a great day. And remember to pass on perfection and go for greatness.